Alright, so for this video, we're going to look at International Standard Bible Encyclopedia for strange fire. So these words are mentioned in connection with the fatal sin committed by the two oldest sons of Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, in offering strange fire before Yahweh on the occasion of the formal consecration of the Aaronitic priesthood, Leviticus 10:1, and Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer and put fire therein and put incense thereon and offered strange fire before the Lord, which he commanded them not. Just a super quick switch here. Hopefully I can minimize that rain for you guys. I don't know if it's going to work. And there went out fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord. The fact is mentioned again in Numbers 3:4. And Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord when they offered strange fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children. And Eleazar and Ithamar ministered in the priest's office in the sight of Aaron their father. And then in Numbers 26:61, and Nadab and Abihu died when they offered strange fire before the Lord. The greatest calamity of all befell them in that they were cut off childless, which for every true Israelite was the darkest fate imaginable. This fact is mentioned twice. So Numbers 3:4, and Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord when they offered strange fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai. They had no children. I just read that. And then 2 Chronicles 24:2, and Nadab and Abihu died before their father and had no children. Therefore Eleazar and Ithamar executed the priest's office. The power which cut off the lives of Nadab and Abihu, which we read those, is the same as that which shortly before had consumed the consecratory burnt offering, Leviticus 9:24, and there came a fire out from before the Lord and consumed upon the altar the burnt offering and the fat, which when all the people saw, they shouted and fell on their faces. What was its true character, whether, as Rosenmuller and Daschel surmise, it was a lightning stroke or some other supernatural agency, is not worthwhile debating. It is enough for us to know that there came forth fire from before Yahweh and devoured them. Yet this latter word is not to be taken literally, since they were carried out for burial in their own linen garments. So Leviticus 10:5, so they went near and carried them in their coats out of the camp, as Moses had said. So there you go. You got another issue where it's not quite what it seems. They were therefore merely killed, not incinerated. What was their sin? The words strange fire have been explained either as common fire, which they placed in their censers, or as unholy incense, which they put thereon. Exodus 39:38. And the golden altar and the anointing oil and the sweet incense and the hanging for the tabernacle door. But the text plainly points to the former. The sacred fire once kindled on the altar was never to be permitted to go out. Leviticus 6:12, and the fire upon the altar shall be burning in it, it shall not be put out, and the priest shall burn wood on it every morning, and lay the burnt offering in order upon it, and he shall burn thereon the fat of the peace offerings. When later the temple was dedicated, Yahweh again lighted the fire on the altar from heaven, and as in the case of the dedication of the tabernacle. As, however, the injunction to take fire for the censers of the incense offering only from the coals of the altar is not found before Leviticus 16:12. And he shall take a censer full of burning coals of fire from the altar before the Lord, and his hands full of sweet incense beaten small, and bring it within the veil. Rosenmuller's observation would seem to be very much to the point. Yeah, never mind. I did not realize how much there was going to be attempting there. Not reading that. English version. For although his injunction does not hold in regard to the preceding cases, yet it is very probable that Moses had forbidden Aaron and his sons to place strange fire upon the altar. A verbal injunction of Moses must have preceded the fatal mistake, but the text leads us to believe there was more than a mistake here. Some find here the sin of drunkenness, from the enjoined abstinence from any intoxicating drink before the priest thereafter minister before Yahweh. Do not drink wine, nor strong drink, thou, nor thy sons with thee, when ye go into the temple of the congregation, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. The likeliest explanation is that, inflated with the pride on account of the exaltation of the Aaronitic family above all Israel, they broke unbidden into the ritual of the consecration of the tabernacle and priesthood, eager to take part in the ceremony, and in their haste bringing strange fire into the tabernacles, and thus met their death. The fire burning on the altar came from God. It might never go out, since it represented the unbroken course of adoration of Yahweh carried on in sacrifice, and this course was interrupted by Nadab and Abihu. Fire on the altar was a symbol of holiness, and they sought to overlay it with unholiness, and thus it became to them a consuming fire, because they approached the Holy One in a profaned spirit. And then compare Isaiah 33:14. The sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness hath surprised the hypocrites. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings? So let's see. I wanted to see where it actually said. I don't even remember what it's going to look up, but we're going to see. Strange. That's interesting. It's not what I was looking for, though. So essentially I don't know exactly what they brought, but there's definitely some interesting thoughts here. Based on the law, what you should and should not do when you're going into the tabernacle. So it was definitely one of those laws that they broke when they did it, but this is an interesting thought. It could be that. Let's see. There's another, so we got it in Numbers. That's what I was going to look for. That's right. So, devoured them. So, to eat, devour, burn up, feed. So they didn't burn completely because they were carried out. So they weren't burnt up. Consume of fire. Devour, consume of fire. To devour, slay, of sword. I guess the word of God is the sword. To devour, destroy. To be eaten, consumed by fire, wasted or destroyed. To cause to eat. Wait. To cause to eat, to cause to devour, to feed, to cause to eat, or to consume.